Aloha mahalo as we look at OKO Wrist Lock number 13. Glad to be back looking at this material. Had a really nasty flu and cold for a number of weeks, so glad to be back in recording. But once again, let's stick right into it. With this one, once again, the attacks come from 12 o'clock in our green zone. Left leg slightly forward. This is an opponent's right hand to our left hand grab. Once again, this is a when-then attack. When he grabs, then we respond. So the flow of the technique looks like this. As he grabs, I'm going to step back naturally with my right foot, and I'm going to purposely pull down to bring his height down and the distraction strike towards the face. My right foot is then going to up clock from 6 to 9 to allow my left arm to come across my body. I'm going to force a handshake to strip his hand off of my arm and institute a palm up lock. As I begin that palm up lock, I'm going to release my left hand from the grab through the thumb, and I'm going to then strike and roll the arm, reaching for the head. So in other words, as I have his arm, I'm going to release. I'm going to use my ridge hand or reverse shuto to strike up and in, bringing the arm across the body, giving me 3 points contact. I'm hooked behind the head. I'm going to continue with my right foot, and I can use a couple of different foot maneuvers to affect the takedown. I can either use just a step drag in reverse. I can do a in-place stance change and bring him down. Or I can do another up clock from 9 to 12 to then take him down. In this particular case, I'm going to do a combination of the in-place stance change and the step through reverse in order to take him down and create room on the ground for my opponent. So once again, from the front, as he grabs, I'm going to step back, distraction strike, up, handshake, strike and grab, 3 points contact. I'm going to place my left foot where my right is, then I'm going to step the reverse and up clock to bring him down and across. Then follow up with either continued lock or striking, or just hit him with the planet. With that, stay tuned for concepts and principles. And as we look at concepts and principles in OKO Wrist Lock number 13, once again, we have this idea of distraction strike. So when he grabs, then we respond. We distract by usually striking towards the face or towards the throat, an area in which he's going to have to then be distracted and respond. We have rolling. So once again, it's his left hand to his right hand to my left wrist. As I do the distraction strike, notice the arm came down. I'm going to up clock, bring his arm across. I'm going to institute that handshake, and here is his arm. I'm then going to roll with my right wrist, controlling his arm. Think of, as you're controlling the arm and using rolling, we're going to roll in 2 different directions. I'm going to choose to think of a doorknob. So as we go grab a doorknob, we can rotate to the right, or on some, also rotate to the left. In this particular case, I'm going to rotate that doorknob clockwise to the right, exposing his arm. Then I'm going to strike and continue the roll. But notice, as I come across my body here, now I have created a total of 3 points of contact. One, my hand. Secondly, my body and approximately his elbow. And then now my arm connecting with his armpit, his shoulder, and the back of his neck. We are also using levers and leverage. So in other words, as I have this teeter-totter across my arm, I am playing his arm like a bow on a violin. I'm going to have downward pressure with my right hand and upward pressure with my left arm. This is going to create a fulcrum or a lever as we use it throughout the technique. We've introduced the 3-point lock, and hopefully we've got a 6-point lock. As we've exposed the arm and have locked the fingers with our hand with the handshake, now we continue that lock to the elbow, and as we have our arm up and underneath his shoulder, rotating to lock from fingers to shoulder. And of course, much like always, we like to hit him with a planet, right? Here I am in the basement of the church, and we've got a concrete floor. What better to throw our opponents down onto than a concrete floor? Well, this has been a look into OKO Wrist Lock number 13, concepts and principles along with lessons. Aloha, mahalo, and live polo.